All right, welcome back to New X-Men, issue number 7, where this time we're going to have the X-Men fight the U-Men, and Hank McCoy will finally wake up from his coma. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so we can keep on doing this. To recap what happened last time, basically, Wolverine is traveling home with Butterfly, a new X-Men member who just realized her new mutation of acid breath and also butterfly wings. Pretty self-explanatory in the name. The U-Men are just entering the X-Men campus, Xavier's Institute, so that they can kill everybody on the X-Men and everybody at school to steal their powers, along with Cyclops and Emma Frost, who are both out of commission. So we start at a diner with Wolverine and Butterfly fighting same way that they did before. I guess you two must be on your honeymoon. Traveling back home, they stop at another diner where it seems they consistently keep fighting and ruining every single diner that they go into until they get kicked out. But Wolverine's finally had enough of it. You can't leave me here. Yeah, only reason I kicked your butt this far is because it wobbles too much to keep track of. You're a mutant. The world hates you. Hell, even I hate you. And we only just met. Right now, I'm your only chance of making it through the rest of the day alive. Angel, also known as Butterfly, awakened her mutant gene within her family home, and then they kicked her out, telling her she's an abomination. Kidnapped by the U-Men, Wolverine went and saved her from a truck. But now we meet with Cyclops, who's about to get his head chopped right off. Because the U-Men intend to take his head and also his eyes for his optic blast powers. But it seems this U-Man, Sawyer, is having a little bit of trouble. No way I can just cut this guy's head off, right? This is a joke. This is your U-Man initiation, Sawyer. A whole new morality. And the main thing here, the world does hate mutants, and they apparently have no rights, or so it seems. He's not a guy. He's a mutant, a monster. So you're just gotta get blood on your spacesuit. Don't worry, Martha, that little brain in the jar right there, is holding them fast. And Emma Frost does something pretty smart right here. So while she's in her diamond form, she is not able to block the psychic connection. But while these U-Men people are not paying attention, she moves slowly out of diamond form so that she can block the psychic connection. And also block Martha's psychic connection on Cyclops. Something's screwing with Martha. She's losing control of them. What does that mean? And Cyclops blasts him right into the face. Should have kept your eyes on the diamond lady, you brainless cult. My mind is in charge here. My pain is your fault. And so she shares that pain. Because they're the ones who broke her nose. How's that? That's how my nose feels. The precise sensation of $20,000 of very delicate cosmetic surgery ruined by some vandals, rerouted through your nervous systems, times 1,000. If there's one person you don't want to mess with, is Emma Frost. She's already proved in this series why not to. I mean, she killed Cassandra Nova, quote unquote, just snapped her neck. She made a giant mob outside, immediately passed out, feeling great. And now she's just sharing her pain times 1,000 into these guys' bodies. Yeah, don't pull the wrong strings on Emma. Back to Xavier's Institute. The gates destroyed. The U-Men walk in. This is where the mutant broods rear their young as soldiers. Now the site of our first American organ farm. They are going to take all of these kids, all of these people, all of their powers, and organ farm it and sell it for money to make the third race Humans Plus, I believe is what they called them. I hear they even have a machine in there that tracks down runaways. Can you believe that they left us an organ locator? Talking about Cerebra in this one. They may look human, team, but we're the U-Men. Beings and nature need them to supply our needs. There are no active X-Men on the premises. You're all alone, Mrs. Summers, or whatever you are, so give it up. And honestly, Jean Grey alone is scary enough. Like, what are you doing? You're gonna die, bud. Jean Grey steps onto the field. This is a school, Mr. Mars, for mutants. You're here at 2 a.m. to cause trouble. Do you have any idea how far out of your depth you are? You're surrounded by invisible mutant guards. Turn around, go back to your cult leader, and tell him to expect a repair bill for our school gates. Obviously lying about the invisible guards, but they don't need to know that. As far as they can tell, there's invisible mutants all around. Miss Gray, do we have any invisible mutants? Not this semester. Just keep projecting your voice, Irene. Everything's okay. To give off the illusion of the invisible guards, this one mutant with a bunch of mouths is able to project her voice all around them. Dude, I can hear him whispering all around, but I have killer iris graphs and I'm scoping all the way around to infrared. If there were any invisible people, they'd be giving off body heat. And that's the thing about the U-Men. They have powers to combat this. They know exactly what the X-Men could do because they also have mutant powers. But they're also going up against a bunch of wild cards. Figures. Load the scalpels. Remember, mutants have different nervous systems and don't feel the pain of existence like we do. So Jean turns to Emma's students. Has she taught you how to? Yes, Miss Gray, we know exactly what you're going to say. And we think it's a wonderful idea. So the U-Men begin to approach, saying they're going to give out a germ-free future. But the girls of Emma Frost use their psychic attacks on them, turning one of them big in their minds, standing tall, giving the illusion that the others are like ants. But the U-Men are prepared. Girls, they're inside of us. These things aren't real. Synapse block conductors. Everybody switch minds to off and function in the auto-conscious state. So now the U-Men are immune to psychic strikes and begin shooting their scalpels. Which, to say, against Jean Grey, psychic attacks in the mind doesn't really matter because she's also telekinetic. Mind over matter. She shoots the scalpels back, but they're stopped by another U-Men. I'm not scared. I'll match your natural powers with my electric blood transfusion. Where these people think that they're as powerful as the X-Men because they keep getting transfused with mutant powers, it's just not how it works. Somebody with the talent born with it will probably always be stronger than those who are given it. You won't, I'm sorry. All your minds looking through those little portholes, naked insecurities crawling all over you. Like graffiti, so sad. You'll be quiet, and you'll listen to someone else for just 5 minutes. Mind over matter? Think back to all that processed food you ate today to help calm your nerves. I'm thinking about it right now. About moving it up, making them vomit in their suits, and the one with electric powers accidentally blasts his friend. And then Jean Grey says she can also move it down. Oh, they shit themselves. What an amazing power. Waste per cycle on. What's happening? Jean Grey then begins to disable all of their guns and dismantle them. It's all flying into bits. I don't want you to get hurt, but you have to understand. The more you annoy me, the more I can't help thinking about deconstructing you, molecule by molecule, memory by memory, till there's nothing left but screaming, traumatized atoms. And so as she dismantles all the guns, she begins then to dismantle all the suits. Don't patronize me. Don't threaten me. Don't ever endanger any of my students again. And don't even think about it or I'll know. So the U-Men finally retreat because they are destroyed. She also causes a massive explosion, kicking them right out of the front entrance. Suddenly, Wolverine arrives on the scene. Welcome to Xavier's Institute for the Gifted and Strange. Welcome to the best dressed asylum in town. Butterfly's first introduction to the Xavier Institute? Well, it's a bunch of naked guys running and screaming out of the door. And so the two walk up. I haven't had food for around 4 hours. You sold me on all these kinds of banquets and kitchens and showers, so it's going to be cool. You better deliver, Wolverine. And he sees the most spectacular sight ever. It's Jean Grey, shining so brightly like the phoenix she used to be with all of her powers. Because she is probably the strongest woman and mutant in the world. I don't want to lose any of them, don't you get it? That's the point of what I mean when I said the word restraint. Trap them, kill them, tape the deaths. The leader of the U-Men is freaking out because how did you just lose 2 of the strongest soldiers for the X-Men? And suddenly, Emma Frost blasts down the door and walks in. There you are, you little, grabs him by the chest, breaks the window behind him, holding him over. Please, Emma, don't do this. My mom met your parents in the Hamptons. I go through agonies of conscience every time we have to do this to one of you beautiful creatures. I'm doing God's will. He's saying that he's doing this for a just cause. He doesn't want to do this, but he has to for humanity. That's not good enough. Not for Emma. Holding him over says, I'm very cross about this. Very, very cross indeed. I look like a heavyweight boxer. She doesn't care about all the other stuff you've done. She's mostly pissed because you broke her nose. Cyclops walks in right behind him. Don't lose it, Emma. Please. Jean's right about killing him. This would make things much worse. We can expose him right now. We're X-Men, not vigilantes. Humans have to know that they can rely on some morality, at least, for some mutants. And that's where a big twist comes. Voice of reason, you can't... Emma is still holding him, but it's not her that's hurting him. It's Martha. Martha is using her powers on him to force him to die because Martha is also mad about what he's done. She says I should just let go. Martha says, and then he kicks himself right out of Emma's grip, falling all the way down to the bottom. It was deliberate. I don't care what you think, Scott. He practically somersaulted from my grip. Great. So what now? Hope nobody saw him. And what's happening outside? Well, it's a publicity hungry John Sublime says he has another stunt ready for the world press this morning. The controversial and flamboyant entrepreneur who shocked the world when he admitted he secretly longs to be a mutant has vowed to, and he falls down through a bus. Oh, everything's taken care of, it seems. This is what people will label as the stunt, is his suicide. And Martha remains free. Jeannie, you're shaking, you're okay, right? Last time you lit up like this, the whole universe peed its pants. I feel amazing, Logan. I had all these negative feelings about Scott, but they're gone now. I feel great. Did you just see what I did? All of this is to show that she doesn't have the Phoenix, but she is still just as powerful even without it. Showing the things that she's capable of. Blind people saw it in Seattle, Jeannie. You would take my adorable angel off my hands before one of us has to die? Talking about the new member, Butterfly. When she says, who are these freaks walking up? They're not, what the hell? Hank McCoy has finally awoken with Charles Xavier in his hands. But to everybody else, it's the body of Cassandra Nova. Professor X is trapped in this old woman's head. Help! And so ends X-Men issue number 7. With everybody wondering, if Charles Xavier is here, who's out in space? So with that, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so we can keep on doing this. Yeah. Peace out.